Hey, good morning, Rachel, or good afternoon, I guess. My name's Dennis, and I'm going to give you a quick video here on some of the things that you had checked off. I won't be able to cover them all in the 10-minute time limit I have here, but I'm going to show you the ones I think you identified on the very front page, and that's the job costing, equipment costing, and what have you. So, forget what the name says. Obviously, it's built for contractors, but contractors are very job-centric. They want to know job cost, details on the job cost, the ability to get down to the very finest of details, and that's what the system does. And then we have a lot of people that do service work, and they may not be all oil and gas people like yourself, but HVAC, electrical, plumbers. They've got to dispatch people, they've got to work order the issue, they've got to do quotes, and so the system does all that. And so I'm going to jump into the project management and show you two cost reports here, and they happen to be ones that you had checked off, and that is hours to complete. So whatever your items are on that job, just fill in your own detailed line items here, but this is the budgeted hours we had to do it, and these are the hours that are coming from payroll. And then this is the percent complete, and that's just a math calculation, 43 divided by 56, or 56 divided by 43 is 123%. But over here we can actually enter in what we're actually done. And so in this case, we've used 112% of the man hours, but we're only 90% complete, which means I need 3 hours to finish this, and it's going to put us 6 hours over budget. So that compares hours. The other way that a lot of our clients look at it is this way, and that is what we call unit cost. And so, again, put your classifications of work in here, your cost codes. But if we look at this line item here, we had a budget of $40,000. We had 480, whatever it is, 480 linear feet of pipe, 480 fittings to put in, 480 something. Just as long as you can measure it. We don't care what it is, as long as it's measurable. So in this case, so far you've thrown in there almost $14,000 worth of cost through payroll with the burden, inventory transfers if you do have inventory that you monitor, equipment cost, and material cost. And then all you have to do is you got to get the guy or lady in the field to say how many you've done. So in this case, let's say we've done 220 of these of the 480. And if I hit enter, whoops, put another zero there, and I hit enter, now you see that I budgeted $77 a unit. It's costing me $63 a unit. And you can read the rest of the columns. I'm under budget here. That's how many I have left to do. That's what it's going to cost to finish them. And if I stay at that cost, I'll be that much under budget for that line item on that project. So that's how detailed you can get down. And as long as they're accurate and reported in these quantities, these numbers just come out by themselves. So to me, that really is a big deal. Now, one more way of looking at it, and that is under job reports. There's a committed cost report, and we'll just look at this job here. So this is a job, one job. These are the items on the job. This is my budget plus approved change orders, cost to date, outstanding subcontracts that have not been invoiced to us yet, but have been written, so they're committed, and then purchase orders we've written but have not been billed for yet. You see this little magnifying glass. You see it on almost every screen. It's kind of blinking at me here. If I want to see how I spent this $12,000 right here, I just double click on that, and there's my $12,000. I paid $170 to this company. I paid on one invoice $19.91, and then this $10,000 here. But I can get right back to what makes up that by just clicking back on these reports, which is really nice. Keeps you from having to go to file cabinets or printing reports. So there's just a couple of the cost reports we have. And then your other item that you seem like you had a lot of interest in is equipment reports, costing. And the nice part is I can go into, I'll just pull this one up here. So these are the pieces of equipment that I own. And this is how I bill them to the job, whether it be hours or days or miles. These are the units. So in this case, I've charged, for this loader right here, I've charged 887 hours to a job. That's my cost for that piece of equipment, and that's what it's made up of. So that's what it cost me to own that piece of equipment, $66 an hour, and I'm billing the jobs at $84 an hour average. And so this piece of equipment, for every hour it works, makes me $18. This one down here is not doing as well. Every hour it works, I lose $14. And so it's a management report that allows you to see if you're making money with your equipment or not. It's a great tool. Sometimes we'll find clients that will actually start getting this information and realize that they can get rid of a lot of equipment because the utilization is not as high as they thought when they start seeing the numbers coming in. And they'll either outside rent it at a cheaper cost overall, or they'll find a way to use more of the equipment on other jobs. So anyway, but it's a good management report. So that's how we track equipment costs, and we can track equipment repairs. If you have a mechanic, we can actually track the mechanic's time through payroll right to the piece of equipment. I'm looking on the front here. Payroll is got all payroll, as many payroll calculations as you want. Direct deposit is possible as well. You'll look here, you said full accounting. I've got all my financial accounting reports in here. Accounts receivable, accounts payable, payroll, all of those are included. Does all of, if you're in multiple states, it does multiple filings as well. Let me think of something else I want to show you here in the accounting, but that'd be about it. One of the things you asked for was the ability to work with work orders, and so I've already entered information in for one to save time. So this is the screen you'd fill out. The case would be the phone rings, it puts in the next work order number and it puts the date in. I pick the client. I want what the description is. Is it a work order or a quote? Because sometimes you may do a quote. If you have annual or monthly maintenance that you do on items, we can actually make that a contract, so it schedules it on a monthly basis and bills it monthly. These are up to you, but like I have service call, a repair call, warranty work, new installations, but you can determine what you want to call it, and then the revenue can be recognized differently in different GL accounts. If the client has multiple locations, the multiple locations would be here, so you get the right street address and contact information. But here's the real strength of it. I pick the employee I want to send. If he has a piece of equipment he takes, I put the piece of equipment in there as well. The priority, 3 is normal. I schedule it for today. He needs to be there at 7. He's going to take him about 4 hours to do it. There's a 4, and it's going to take him 30 minutes to get there. So that's something the dispatcher would fill out. Now if I open this up and I look at the dispatch board, here's Carlos, who I just did that work order for, and here's that work order that I just did. Now let's say the customer calls you right after you do it and says, hey, don't do it today, do it tomorrow. Then I just decided, whoops, dragged it to the wrong time, but excuse me. Yeah, my mouse is not working here. There you go. So I can drag and drop it. If he can't do it and I want to drag it to somebody else, I'll just put it over here to Frank and then open him up so I can see it. That's the dispatch board. So I can see 5 days at a time. If you just want to see today, I can do something like that, see more people, but most people use it. They use the 5-day view. And so that's it. And so I can now, let's say I get another call in from a client and they only want Carlos and they want him on Friday, I can come in here and highlight this and then assign this to a new work order, and then I can go like that. It's pretty nice. So that's the dispatch board. That's the work order system. Some of the other things you had on here, annual service contracts, absolutely can do that. Multiple locations per client, I showed you we can do that. There are some profitability reports in here, so I can see profitability by technician. And if we get into a longer demo, I will show you those things, but we definitely can do that. The nice part about this system is you can create the burden rates that you want, and they get charged directly to the job. It's not like a journal entry, like if you're using QuickBooks, you have to journal that burden. As you charge the payroll in our payroll system, it automatically puts that burden onto the projects. So there's not an extra thing that you have to do. One of the things they added in the last version, I think it was in 16, close this real quick. Go to here, let's see, receivable client. I just have some data in here, it's obviously sample data. So this happens to be a customer record, but anywhere, excuse me, I got a cold today. There's this little paper clip, and if it's white, it means there's something there. So I do this, and what I've got here is I've attached the PDF to this customer. They send me an email, so I actually dragged and dropped the email to this customer record. And if I open this up, it opens up on another screen. There's the email that I attached. So I've done a lot of them here. You know, I actually attached a Word document. I could attach Excel. I actually entered their website so I can get back to the company's website. But if I'm doing a change order, and I have a change order for that, and I have this, again, this paperclip capability here, I can actually attach a copy, and think about it, I can attach a copy of the signed change order, I can attach a copy of the plans that have impacted it. If there's a picture that shows the change in conditions, I can attach a picture. If they send an email giving me a verbal to go ahead, I can attach an email. But we reduce a lot of paper in the office because all that stuff just gets dragged and dropped here and then saved in these records. It really makes it easier for us to find things. That's pretty much it. If this all kind of looks like it makes sense, I'm going to send you some sample reports as well, so you can take a look at those on the server side especially. If it makes sense, then let's get on to a longer demo, and I'll set you up with one of our consultants that'll do that. This is my job. I'm the owner. I've got 21 consultants that work for us, but we'll assign one of those guys to you, and then you can get really into depth into the details and make sure this will work for you. So anyway, thanks for your time. If you wanted to schedule that demo, just shoot us an email and give us at least a day or two notice, and we'll take care of that for you. Thanks.